My chosen one, this is not an ordinary message. This is not random. This is not coincidence. Heaven has marked this exact moment for you. Urgent, God chose you for this one moment. If you skip, you may lose what was already sent in your name. Listen carefully. Something has already been released in the spiritual realm with your name written on it. It is not about luck. It is not about chance. It is not about human timing. It is about divine appointment. And right now, you are standing at the edge of it. Archangel Michael stands as a witness to this declaration. Before you clicked on this message, before your eyes landed on these words, movement had already begun. Papers in the unseen realm were signed. Doors were prepared. Protection was assigned. And a specific blessing, one that carries your identity, was dispatched. But here is the warning. Heaven operates on alignment. What is sent must be received. What is prepared must be acknowledged. And what is chosen must respond. If you skip this moment, if you treat it as just another video, just another voice, you risk misalignment. Not because God wants to punish you, no, but because destiny requires participation. Right now, in this second, something is shifting around your life. You have felt it, haven't you? The tension, the waiting, the strange sense that something is about to happen. That feeling is not anxiety. It is anticipation. The atmosphere around you has been heavy because breakthrough has been forming. And when breakthrough forms, pressure builds. Archangel Michael hath been standing guard over a battle you did not even know was happening. There were plans that tried to block what was assigned to you. There were whispers that tried to delay your advancement. But heaven intervened. You were chosen for this precise timing. Not last year. Not next month. Now, there is a reason you could not scroll past this title without feeling something pull you back. That pull was not curiosity. It was confirmation. The blessing that was sent in your name is time-sensitive. This is what most people do not understand. God sends opportunities wrapped in moments. If the moment is ignored, the opportunity waits, but it does not wait forever. And today is one of those moments. Something you prayed for months ago, something you almost gave up on, something you cried about in silence, it has moved closer than you realize. Archangel Michael is not mentioned lightly. He is the warrior assigned to protect destiny. When a divine assignment reaches a critical stage, protection intensifies. And protection intensifies when something valuable is near manifestation. You have been protected more than you know. Think about the situations that could have destroyed you, but did not. Think about the conversations that could have exposed you, but were silenced. Think about the delays that frustrated you, but later made sense. That was not random. Heaven was preserving you for this. Right now, you are being positioned. There is a decision approaching you. It may seem small. It may appear ordinary. But it will determine whether what was sent in your name fully lands in your life. This is why urgency surrounds this message. Not panic, urgency. There is a difference. Panic is fear-driven. Urgency is purpose-driven. God chose you for this one moment because your obedience in this season unlocks a chain reaction. And when the chain reaction begins, it will not only affect you, it will affect your family, your finances, your influence, your future. Do not underestimate what is forming. There has been spiritual resistance because your blessing carries weight. Small blessings do not attract strong opposition. Only significant assignments create noticeable warfare. And yet, here you are. Still standing. Still breathing. still searching. That alone is proof that you were preserved intentionally. The enemy thought you would quit before this stage. He thought disappointment would silence you. He thought delay would exhaust you. But you are still here. And heaven is saying, now. The next 24 hours are spiritually sensitive for you. Watch the signs. Pay attention to the conversations. Notice the unexpected openings. Because what was already sent in your name is looking for agreement. Agreement through faith. Agreement through attention. Agreement through response. Archangel Michael's presence symbolizes divine protection around what is about to unfold. You are not walking into this blindly. You are escorted. But escort does not remove responsibility. You must remain alert. There is something you will hear soon. A word, a name, an opportunity, a sudden idea. When it comes, do not dismiss it. It will seem simple. That is how divine setups often arrive. Simple on the outside, life-changing on the inside. You were chosen because your spirit is ready, even if your mind still doubts. Let the doubt fall away right now. This is your confirmation. This is your alert. This is your moment of awareness. And as you continue listening, the details of what has been released in your name will begin to unfold in ways you did not expect. The window is open. The assignment is active. The protection is in place. And now the question is, will you step into what has already been sent? My faithful one, what I am about to reveal will explain why the last season of your life felt so strange. You were not losing control. You were being repositioned. When God chooses someone for a divine moment, He does not always announce it with comfort. Sometimes He prepares them through disruption. And that disruption you experienced was not rejection. It was redirection. You may have wondered why certain people distanced themselves. Why certain plans suddenly collapsed. Why some doors that looked promising shut without warning. It felt unfair. It felt confusing. But now you must see it clearly. Those exits created space for what was already sent in your name. If those old connections had remained, they would have interfered with the arrival of your blessing. Archangel Michael has been guarding the pathway ahead. When something sacred is approaching your life, spiritual security increases. There were unseen conflicts fought over your progress. There were silent battles concerning your reputation, your stability, and your next step. And while you were resting, doubting, or even questioning God, heaven was actively defending your future. This is why this moment is urgent. The blessing that carries your name is not generic. It is tailored. It matches your calling, your personality, your hidden talents. That is why it could not be given to anyone else. It had to be reserved until you were ready to carry it without destroying it. Preparation always comes before possession. If you had received this opportunity last year, you would have mishandled it. If it came during your emotional instability, it would have overwhelmed you. If it arrived when pride was still strong in you, it might have corrupted you. So God waited, not to punish you but to mature you. And now maturity has met timing. But here is the part most people overlook. When divine timing arrives, distraction also increases. Suddenly you feel tired. Suddenly you feel tempted to scroll endlessly. Suddenly you feel unmotivated. That is not random. When destiny is near, distraction tries to pull your focus away from alignment. That is why you cannot afford to treat this lightly. Something practical will soon require your attention. It might be a phone call you feel hesitant to answer. It might be an idea that keeps repeating in your mind. It might be an invitation that feels unexpected. Do not ignore these subtle signals. Divine messages are often quiet but persistent. Archangel Michael's energy around this moment is about protection and clarity. You will not be confused if you stay alert. The confusion only comes when you overthink. The key now is obedience over analysis. There is also something else you must understand. When God sends something in your name, it sometimes passes through human hands. That means a person will play a role in delivering it. Be careful how you treat the next new connection that enters your life. Not everyone who looks ordinary is ordinary in your story. You are entering a threshold. Thresholds feel uncomfortable because they demand decision. Saying the same will feel heavy. Moving forward will feel risky. But standing still is no longer an option. That restless feeling inside you is heaven pushing you gently forward. This message is not entertainment. It is activation. And if this is speaking directly to your situation, do not stay silent about it. Share this message with someone who needs confirmation. Comment below what you have been sensing in your spirit. Let your agreement be visible. When you engage, you declare alignment. When you subscribe to this channel and become part of this community, you stay connected to the guidance that keeps you prepared for moments like this. Hype this message, spread it, because someone close to you may be one step away from losing what was sent in their name simply because they did not recognize the urgency. There is power in collective agreement. Now listen closely. In the next phase of this unfolding, something hidden will be revealed to you. It will clarify why delays happen. It will explain why certain prayers seem unanswered. And when you see it, you will realize that nothing was wasted. Hold on, because what is about to unfold next carries the missing piece you have been searching for. Beloved soul, the reason this moment feels intense is because revelation is breaking through layers that were once hidden from you. What you are about to understand will change how you see the last season of your life. Nothing was accidental. Nothing was wasted. Every delay, every closed door, every uncomfortable silence was part of a divine rearrangement. There was something sent in your name months ago. It began its journey when you prayed that desperate prayer in private. You may not even remember the exact words now, but heaven recorded them, and the answer was released. However, between the release and the arrival, there was resistance. Archangel Michael stepped into that resistance. There were unseen arguments over your worthiness. Doubts you entertained gave permission for hesitation in the spiritual realm. Fear created static in the signal, but protection remained active. The blessing was not canceled. It was preserved. Preservation sometimes looks like delay. You thought you were being ignored. In reality, you were being shielded from receiving something before the interference cleared. If it had arrived too early, it would have been fragile in your hands. Now it is fortified. This is why you feel a shift in your discernment lately. You are noticing patterns more clearly. You are sensing people's intentions faster. You are less impressed by things that used to distract you. That is growth. And growth qualifies you for greater responsibility. The urgency in this message is not about fear. It is about awareness. Because what was sent in your name has reached the final stage of transition. The unseen paperwork is complete. The preparation phase is ending. And now alignment is required from you in a conscious way. There is something you must release. It could be a mindset that keeps telling you that you are not ready. It could be a connection that drains your focus. It could be a habit that consumes your time. Whatever it is, you already know it. The Spirit has whispered it more than once. Archangel Michael's presence here symbolizes courage. Courage is not loud. It is steady. It is the quiet decision to move forward even when clarity is partial. You will not have every detail revealed before you step. You will have enough confirmation to act. And this message is part of that confirmation. Within the next few days, you will be presented with a choice that looks small but carries long-term impact. It may involve saying yes when you normally hesitate. It may involve saying no when you usually overcommit. That decision will determine how smoothly what was sent in your name integrates into your life. Heaven will not force you. Choice is sacred. But understand this clearly, skipping moments of awareness weakens alignment. When God highlights a window, it is because timing matters. And this window is open right now. There has also been a hidden observer in your life. Someone watching your consistency. Someone evaluating your integrity quietly. You may not even know who they are, but your character has been under review. Not for judgment, but for opportunity. What is coming toward you may involve recommendation, partnership, or elevation. And your unseen faithfulness qualified you. You did not suffer for nothing. You did not wait for nothing. You did not endure for nothing. The spiritual atmosphere around you is lighter because interference has been cleared. Archangel Michael has ensured that what belongs to you cannot be stolen. But you must receive it with confidence instead of suspicion. Stop questioning whether you deserve it. You do. Stop assuming it will collapse like previous attempts. This time is different. Feel the difference in your spirit. There is less desperation and more calm expectation. That calmness is a sign that heaven is near fulfillment. Now, as a sign of agreement and spiritual activation, I want you to do something intentional. Type "I receive my appointed moment" in the comments if this message resonates deeply within you. Blessing code 3491 has just been released over your season of transition. And as this code is activated in faith, understand that supporting this mission is also part of alignment. When you sow into a word that protects destinies, you participate in expanding its reach. Scripture declares, "Give, and it will be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." This is not charity. This is seed meeting soil. If this message guarded what was sent in your name, then let your response guard what is being sent to others. Click Super Thanks, join the membership, or release your seed through the PayPal link in the description. Do not hesitate when heaven nudges you. Those who fuel the fire of revelation will never lack oil in their own lamp. Step into obedience now and let your giving echo in eternity. The atmosphere has shifted. The delivery is near. And what carries your name is ready to land. My awakened one, now that the spiritual clearance has been established, you must prepare your inner world for manifestation. Because when what was sent in your name finally arrives, it will not ask whether you feel ready. It will simply present itself. And your response in that first moment will shape everything that follows. There is a divine rhythm to how blessings unfold. First comes the promise. Then comes the pressure. After that, there is pruning. And finally, there is presentation. You have already endured the pressure. You have already survived the pruning. Now you are approaching presentation. Presentation does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it appears disguised as normal life. An email, a conversation, a new responsibility, an idea that refuses to leave your mind. The mistake many make is expecting lightning while ignoring whispering winds. Archangel Michael's role in this phase is subtle but powerful. Protection has shifted from defense to escort. The battles behind you were about preservation. The movement ahead is about positioning. And positioning requires awareness. Let me ask you something deep. Have you noticed a sudden desire to clean up areas of your life? To organize your thoughts? To distance yourself from unnecessary drama? That instinct is not random. It is preparation. When something significant is about to be placed in your hands, your environment begins to adjust. You are being refined internally so that the external arrival does not overwhelm you. There is also a test hidden in this stage. It is the test of patience within proximity. You can sense that something is close. You can feel it in your spirit. But it has not fully materialized yet. This is where many people sabotage themselves. They grow restless. They force outcomes. They speak prematurely. Do not rush what is already secured. What was sent in your name is not fragile anymore. It has matured in the unseen realm. But your alignment still matters. Stay disciplined in your words. Speak expectation, not fear. Speak gratitude, not doubt. Your voice either strengthens alignment or weakens it. There may also be a resurfacing of an old opportunity. Something that once slipped away could reappear in a different form. Pay attention to that. Sometimes God allows something to circle back once you have grown enough to handle it correctly. Archangel Michael's presence signals that you are not walking into a trap. Fear will try to convince you that good news is too good to be true. But discernment will tell you the difference between deception and destiny. And your discernment is sharper now than it was before. Remember how confused you used to feel. How uncertain every decision seemed. Notice how that confusion has reduced. You are thinking clearer. You are sensing quicker. That clarity is a sign that interference hath been removed. However, clarity also demands courage. The blessing that was sent in your name carries responsibility. It may stretch your schedule. It may require learning new skills. It may introduce you to circles that challenge your comfort zone. Do not interpret stretching as struggle. Growth feels unfamiliar at first. There is another layer you must understand. Not everyone around you will celebrate this transition immediately. Some will not understand the changes in you. Some may question your direction. That is normal. Elevation often creates distance. Archangel Michael stands as assurance that oscillation in this season is not abandonment. It is focus. If certain conversations have decreased, if certain invitations have slowed down, if certain people have become quieter, do not panic. Base creates capacity, and capacity is necessary for what is about to enter your life. You are not losing. You are making room. Within the coming days, expect confirmation through repetition. The same message from different sources. The same idea resurfacing in multiple ways. When patterns repeat, heaven is emphasizing importance. Stay observant. Also, guard your energy carefully. Avoid unnecessary conflict. Avoid negativity that drains momentum. When something valuable is close, distraction often tries one last time to derail focus. Do not entertain it. You have come too far to be pulled backward by temporary noise. There is also healing happening quietly inside you. Old wounds that once reacted strongly are now less sensitive. That emotional stability is not accidental. It is preparation for leadership in a new area of your life. What was sent in your name is not just for personal comfort. It has impact. Others will benefit from your obedience. Others will find direction through your breakthrough. This is why urgency surrounded the beginning of this message. You were chosen not only to receive, but to steward. As the days unfold, maintain humility, maintain gratitude, and most importantly, maintain expectation. When you wake up, expect good news. When your phone rings, expect opportunity. When your mind generates ideas, expect innovation. Archangel Michael's watch over your destiny has ensured that what belongs to you cannot be permanently diverted. But stepping into it requires agreement from your spirit daily. This is not the time to shrink back. This is the time to stand upright in quiet confidence. The door is closer than you think, and soon you will look back at this very moment and realize it was the turning point where awareness transformed into arrival. My steadfast one, you are now standing in the space between promise and proof. This space is delicate. It is where faith must mature into certainty. You have heard the warning. You have sensed the shift. You have felt the nearness of what was sent in your name. But now comes the deeper preparation, the internal alignment that ensures you do not fumble what heaven fought to protect. There is something powerful happening within your character. Old reactions are losing their grip. Situations that once triggered insecurity now meet a calmer version of you. This is not accidental growth. It is spiritual conditioning. Archangel Michael does not only defend blessings, he stands guard over the transformation required to carry them. You are being strengthened in quiet ways. Have you noticed how you are less eager to prove yourself, less desperate for validation? That is maturity forming. The blessing approaching you cannot coexist with desperation. It requires stability. It requires someone who understands that opportunity is not identity. It is assignment. There is also a refinement happening in your communication. Words you once spoke carelessly now feel heavy on your tongue. You are becoming more intentional. This is critical, because soon, your words will influence more than just your own life. They will shape decisions, partnerships, and outcomes connected to others. The unseen realm has already adjusted around you. Paths that once felt blocked are subtly clearing. Conversations that seemed stalled are regaining momentum. People who were distant are reconsidering their stance. All of this is happening quietly, almost invisibly, but movement has begun. Yet there is a final layer of testing before full manifestation. It is the test of consistency. Can you remain disciplined when no visible evidence has appeared yet? Can you continue acting like someone who is about to receive increase, even before the increase is visible? This is where many fall short. They celebrate only after confirmation. But true alignment celebrates in advance. Archangel Michael's presence signals that your consistency is being observed. Heaven entrusts more to those who demonstrate faithfulness in small spaces. Right now, small decisions matter more than grand gestures. How you manage your time, how you respond to minor inconveniences, how you treat people who cannot benefit you. These details are shaping the capacity of your next season. Do not underestimate them. There is also a temptation rising subtly, the temptation to settle. When something significant is close, lesser auctions sometimes present themselves first. They look similar. They promise quick relief. They appear easier. But they are not what was sent in your name. Be discerning. What carries your name will feel aligned, not forced. It will stretch you, but it will not confuse you. There will be peace beneath the excitement. That peace is confirmation. You may also experience moments of doubt resurfacing unexpectedly. Thoughts like, what if this is just imagination? Or what if nothing changes? Those thoughts are echoes of your old season trying to reassert control. But they hold no authority unless you agree with them. Agreement is powerful. Remember how earlier resistance delayed but did not cancel your blessing. In the same way, doubt can slow momentum if entertained repeatedly. Guard your thoughts carefully in these days. Replace hesitation with declaration. Speak life over your path. There is something else forming quietly, a shift in your environment. You may soon rearrange your physical space. Clean, organize, move, or restructure something tangible in your life. Follow that instinct. External order supports internal clarity. Archangel Michael's energy around this stage feels calm, almost watchful. The warfare phase has ended. Now comes watchfulness over transition. The next step will not come with chaos. It will arrive with quiet authority. You are closer than you realize. Very soon, confirmation will cross your path in a way that feels undeniable. It may be a financial improvement. It may be recognition. It may be reconciliation. It may be a door opening that previously felt impossible. When it happens, do not respond with shock. Respond with gratitude and readiness. You were told this moment was coming. The urgency at the beginning was not exaggeration. It was preparation. Because when manifestation appears suddenly, unprepared minds can mismanage it. But you have been gradually conditioned through this unfolding message. Continue strengthening your faith privately. Continue aligning your actions with expectation. Continue distancing yourself from distractions that dilute your focus. The blessing that carries your name is not wandering. It is approaching with precision. You are not chasing it. It is converging with you. And when the convergence becomes visible, you will understand why every delay, every discomfort, and every guarded battle was necessary. Stay steady. Stay alert. The unveiling is nearer than ever. My resilient one, now we enter a critical turning point. The atmosphere around your life is no longer heavy with warfare, but it is charged with expectation. This is the stage where subtle movements become undeniable signals. You may wake up one morning and realize something feels different, even if nothing visible has changed yet. That shift is internal alignment locking into place. What was sent in your name is now very close to physical expression. You might notice that opportunities are brushing against your awareness more frequently. Small invitations, casual conversations that carry unusual depth, ideas that seem to arrive with clarity instead of confusion. These are not coincidences. They are precursors. Before a major door opens, smaller confirmations knock first. Archangel Michael stands watch, not in battle mode anymore, but in guardianship mode. The protection now surrounds your discernment. Because at this stage, the only real threat is misinterpretation. You must not mistake distraction for destiny, nor impatience for instruction. There is something important you must guard carefully: your emotional stability. As breakthrough nears, emotions can intensify. Excitement rises. Fear tries to re-enter. Old insecurities attempt to whisper again. But you are not the same person who first prayed for this shift. You are stronger now. More aware. More centered. Do not allow temporary emotional waves to make permanent decisions for you. The next step that approaches you will require calm confidence. It may look bigger than anything you have handled before. Responsibility might increase. Visibility might increase. Expectations might increase. But remember, growth has already occurred inside you to support that increase. This is not about luck suddenly finding you. This is about preparation meeting opportunity. You may also feel a pull to invest in yourself during this period, to learn something new, to refine a skill, to restructure your daily routine. Follow that impulse. When heaven releases something in your name, it often expects you to upgrade your capacity to manage it wisely. Do not shrink from expansion. And let me say this clearly: if this message has been guiding you, strengthening you, and helping you remain aligned during this sensitive season, then do not stay silent. Engage with this word. Like this video so the message reaches others who are standing at their own divine crossroads. Share it with someone who feels stuck and needs confirmation that something has already been released in their name. Comment what shifts you have been noticing in your life. And if you have not yet subscribed, this is the time to become part of this growing spiritual community. When you subscribe and join membership, you position yourself consistently under words that prepare you before moments arrive. Help this message expand, because someone else's breakthrough may depend on hearing this at the right time. Now, focus again. Here is a narrowing happening. Options that once seemed endless are reducing into a clear path. What once felt overwhelming is now becoming defined. That narrowing is divine focus. You are being guided toward precision, not confusion. Archangel Michael's watchful presence ensures that what belongs to you cannot be stolen by another. However, you must still step forward when prompted. There will be a moment soon where hesitation will cost momentum. It will not cancel your blessing, but it could delay its fullness. Recognize that moment when it comes. It may require courage in conversation. It may require submitting an application. It may require saying yes to responsibility. It may require stepping into visibility instead of hiding in comfort. The days ahead will test your readiness subtly. You might be given a small responsibility that mirrors a larger one coming later. Treat it seriously. You might be asked for your opinion in a setting where you once felt unnoticed. Speak wisely. You might receive unexpected recognition. Accept it with humility. Everything is rehearsal for expansion. Also understand this: not everyone around you will understand your growth. Some may try to pull you back into the version of you they are comfortable with. Do not resent them, but do not return to smaller thinking either. Elevation sometimes requires quiet distance. The blessing sent in your name is not about ego. It is about impact. It carries influence beyond personal comfort. That is why preparation has been thorough. You are not just being rewarded. You are being positioned. And here's something you must remember as we move deeper into this unfolding. The confirmation that is about to appear will remove lingering doubt. It will feel unmistakable. When it comes, respond swiftly but thoughtfully. Hold steady now, because what unfolds next will clarify the exact form your appointed moment is taking. You will want to remain attentive for what is about to be revealed. My determined one, the shift is no longer subtle. You are beginning to sense movement in real time. What once felt distant now feels within reach. There is a quiet acceleration building around you, and if you pause long enough to observe, you will see the evidence. Conversations are aligning differently. Timing is synchronizing in ways you cannot ignore. Opportunities are appearing in spaces that once felt closed. This is not coincidence. This is convergence. What was sent in your name is aligning itself with your physical reality. Archangel Michael's presence at this stage is about stabilization. When something significant enters your life, instability tries to test your footing. But you are being grounded before the full arrival. That grounding is essential. You may notice that you are being challenged in small ways lately. Minor irritations, small misunderstandings, brief moments of doubt. These are not attacks meant to defeat you. They are calibrations meant to strengthen your emotional control. Before elevation, there is refinement. Before expansion, there is alignment. Do not react impulsively in these days. Your responses now carry weight. You are being observed not only by people but by circumstances. How you handle pressure in these final moments before breakthrough determines how smoothly the transition unfolds. There is also a quiet unveiling happening within you. Hidden talents are resurfacing. Old dreams you once dismissed are returning with renewed clarity. Passions you suppressed due to fear are gently reawakening. This is not nostalgia. It is restoration. Sometimes what was sent in your name includes elements you once prayed for but forgot about. Heaven did not forget. The timing simply had to mature. You are also entering a season of visibility. It may not be dramatic at first, but you will find yourself noticed in ways that surprise you. Recognition may come through appreciation, recommendation, or responsibility. Accept it without shrinking. Archangel Michael's guardianship ensures that visibility does not become vulnerability. You are protected even as you step forward. But protection does not eliminate responsibility. Stay disciplined. Stay humble. Stay aware. There is a final internal barrier that must fall now. The belief that you are behind. You are not behind. You are precisely positioned. Every delay that once frustrated you was orchestrating this alignment. Every no you received was redirecting you toward a more accurate yes. Release comparison. Comparison weakens gratitude, and gratitude strengthens manifestation. In the coming days, something concrete will confirm this transition. It may involve finances stabilizing unexpectedly. It may involve a door reopening that once closed. It may involve new leadership responsibilities or creative breakthroughs. When it happens, resist the urge to downplay it. Do not call it luck. Call it alignment. There is also someone connected to your future who is preparing to step into your life in a clear role. This could be a mentor, a partner, a collaborator, or a supporter. Their entrance will feel natural, not forced. Pay attention to who consistently shows up with integrity and encouragement. Divine connections rarely arrive with chaos. Your discernment is sharper now than ever before. Use it wisely. As this convergence intensifies, protect your focus fiercely. Limit unnecessary distractions. Guard your time. Refuse conversations that drain your energy. You are stepping into a moment that requires clarity. Archangel Michael's silent watch signals that the warfare stage is truly behind you. What remains is transition, and transition requires steadiness. You may feel moments of disbelief as signs begin to appear. That disbelief is simply your mind adjusting to a new reality. Let it adjust. Do not sabotage progress by expecting collapse. The blessing sent in your name has survived resistance, delay, and testing. It has reached this stage because it was meant to. And here is something powerful. Your obedience in these small final steps will not only secure this moment, it will open pathways for future ones. This is not a single event. It is the beginning of a new rhythm in your life. You are crossing from waiting into walking into greater clarity, walking into responsibility, walking into favor that no longer hides. Stay anchored. Stay attentive. Because what unfolds next will not just confirm what has been sent in your name. It will reveal why you were chosen specifically for this appointed moment. My vigilant one, you have arrived at the edge of visible manifestation. The atmosphere around you feels charged because the unseen has almost fully crossed into the seen. This is the stage where confirmation begins to crystallize. What once felt abstract now begins to take form. And you must remain steady, because this is where gratitude seals what faith carried. There is a quiet unveiling happening even now. You may have noticed that certain pieces of your life are suddenly fitting together. Ideas are connecting. Resources are aligning. Support is appearing where there was once silence. This is not coincidence. This is orchestration. What was sent in your name has reached the point of integration. Archangel Michael's presence here is one of honor and fulfillment. The battle phase has ended. The guarding phase has stabilized. Now comes the honoring of obedience. Because you did not give up when confusion surrounded you. You did not retreat when delay tested you. You remained, and remaining positioned you for reception. Something tangible is about to affirm everything you sensed. It may not explode into your life dramatically. It may arrive calmly, even quietly. But when it does, your spirit will recognize it instantly. There will be a deep inner knowing that says, "This is it. This is what was prepared." Do not question that knowing. There is also an elevation attached to this arrival. Not necessarily fame or spotlight, but responsibility and influence. Your voice may begin to matter more in rooms where you once felt overlooked. Your ideas may carry weight in discussions that once excluded you. Your presence may be requested in spaces you never imagined entering. Walk into that expansion with humility. Archangel Michael stands as a reminder that protection remains even in elevation. Do not fear visibility. Do not shrink from opportunity. You are not stepping into exposure without covering. You are stepping into purpose with escort. At the same time, guard your integrity fiercely. When blessing manifests, temptation sometimes follows. On temptation of disruption and temptation of pride. Remember who sustained you in silence. Remember who strengthened you when nobody else saw your tears. Gratitude will keep you grounded. You may also feel a desire to give back during this stage. That impulse is holy. When something arrives in your name, it is rarely meant to stop with you. It is meant to flow through you. The blessing was not sent to inflate ego. It was sent to expand impact. Within the next short period, a confirmation will finalize this transition. It could be approval where there was once delay. It could be financial release where there was once restriction. It could be reconciliation where there was once tension. However it appears, it will close the chapter of waiting. You are no longer hoping blindly. You are witnessing fulfillment. And as you step into this new rhythm, seal this moment intentionally. Type "My moment has arrived" in the comments if your spirit recognizes this transition. Blessing code 5824 is now activated over your season of manifestation. As this fulfillment becomes visible, understand something profound. The same way heaven sent something in your name, it is sending words like this to others who are still fighting through their delay. When you release support through Super Thanks, join the membership, or so through the PayPal link in the description, you are not funding a platform. You are fueling a river. Scripture declares those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. This is living water in motion. If this message guarded your appointed moment, then let your seed guard someone else's breakthrough. Do not hesitate when the Spirit nudges you. Step forward boldly. Activate your support now and become a partner in releasing light to those who are one step away from losing what was already sent in their name. The season has shifted. The waiting has ended. And what carries your name is no longer approaching. It has arrived. My anointed one, now that manifestation has begun, a new responsibility rises with it. Arrival is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of stewardship. What was sent in your name has touched your reality, and you have recognized it. What recognition must now be demanded. There is a sacred shift that happens when promise turns into possession. Faith carried you to this threshold, but wisdom will carry you forward. This is where many falter. They celebrate the arrival but neglect the maintenance. You will not make that mistake. Archangel Michael's presence does not withdraw after manifestation. Protection continues, but in a different form. Now the guardianship surrounds sustainability. because what has been given must be preserved with discipline, humility, and discernment. You may already feel subtle changes in your daily rhythm. Your schedule might feel fuller. Your mind may be processing new information. Your responsibilities may be increasing in ways that stretch you. This is not pressure meant to overwhelm you. It is capacity expanding in real time. Do not retreat into old habits. The version of you that once doubted, procrastinated, or minimized your potential cannot lead this new season. But you are no longer surviving. You are building. There is also a new level of influence forming quietly around you. People may seek your advice more frequently. Your opinion may be requested in situations where you once remained silent. Pay attention to how you speak. Words now carry greater impact. Archangel Michael stands watch over your integrity. When elevation occurs, subtle tests return. Not tests of loss, but tests of character. Will you remain humble? Will you stay teachable? Will you remember the quiet nights when you prayed for this very opportunity? Gratitude is your anchor. There is another dimension unfolding as well. You are beginning to see why the urgency at the beginning of this message was necessary. If you had skipped alignment, you might have mishandled what has now arrived. Timing protected you. Awareness prepared you. And here is something deeper. What has manifested is only the first layer. Beneath it lies expansion. But expansion will only unfold if you steward the first layer wisely. You may feel a desire to adjust your environment again. Perhaps organizing finances more carefully. Perhaps structuring your time differently. Perhaps setting boundaries that once felt unnecessary. Follow that instinct. Structure supports sustainability. There may also be individuals who reappear now that stability surrounds you. Be discerning. Not everyone who left during your pruning season is meant to return during your fruit-bearing season. Archangel Michael's protection extends to relationships as well. Ask for clarity before reopening doors. You are not called to isolation, but you are called to wisdom. As this season stabilizes, expect new ideas to emerge. Creativity may increase. Vision may expand. Possibility may feel broader than ever before. Do not limit your thinking to what has already arrived. This is foundation, not finish. At the same time, guard against overextension. When doors open quickly, the temptation is to accept everything. But discernment requires selective agreement. Every opportunity is not your assignment. Remember, what was sent in your name felt aligned, not forced. Use that same measure moving forward. There is also healing completing itself within you. Old disappointments no longer sting the same way. Past betrayals no longer define your expectations. That healing is evidence that you are ready for deeper trust in this new season. Archangel Michael's role now resembles a watchtower. Alert, steady, observant. The intensity of battle is gone. What remains is protection over growth. You are not alone in navigating this expansion. Within the coming days, a subtle confirmation will reassure you that this is only the beginning. It might be a conversation that hints at future collaboration. It might be an increase that suggests long-term stability. It might be an unexpected endorsement of your abilities. Receive it calmly. You are no longer chasing validation. You are walking in assignment. Stay grounded. Stay grateful. Stay disciplined. Because what was sent in your name has now anchored itself in your reality, and the next phase will require even greater focus. What unfolds next will show you how to protect, multiply, and expand what has already been delivered. My favored one, now that what was sent in your name has anchored itself in your reality, multiplication begins quietly. This stage is not loud. It is strategic. What you have received is seed as much as it is reward. And how you nurture it in these early days will determine the scale of what follows. There is a temptation at this level to relax completely, to assume the hardest part is over. But listen carefully. Arrival was breakthrough. Multiplication is obedience. What grows from here will reflect how seriously you treat what you have been entrusted with. Archangel Michael's presence remains steady, not as a warrior now, but as a guardian of expansion. Growth attracts attention. Attention attracts both admiration and envy. You do not need to fear this, but you must remain wise. Not everyone who applauds you understands the weight you carry. You may begin to notice that expectations around you are rising. People may assume you have everything figured out. They may project confidence onto you that you are still developing internally. Do not allow external perception to pressure you into pretending. Continue growing quietly. This is also the phase where discipline becomes your strongest ally. Structure your days with intention. Protect your mornings. Protect your focus. What was sent in your name deserves your best energy, not your leftover strength. There is something else forming beneath the surface. A new idea, perhaps even a new direction, is beginning to whisper at the edge of your awareness. It may feel premature, as if it is too soon to think about the next expansion. But do not dismiss it. Sometimes the second wave begins forming immediately after the first lands. Archangel Michael's watchfulness ensures that the foundation remains secure while new layers rise. But foundation requires reinforcement. Continue refining your skills. Continue learning. Continue sharpening your discernment. Elevation without education becomes fragile. You may also encounter subtle resistance again, but it will not look like the warfare of the past. It may appear as distraction, as overcommitment, as fatigue from saying yes too often. Guard against this carefully. Not every opportunity deserves your acceptance. If this message has walked with you from urgency to arrival and now into multiplication, then understand the importance of staying connected to this flow of guidance. Like this video so others who are in their waiting season can recognize their moment before it slips past them. Share it with someone who feels stuck in delay and needs proof that alignment changes everything. Comment below what multiplication is beginning to look like in your life. And if you have not yet subscribed, now is the time. Subscribe and join the membership so you continue receiving words that prepare you before transitions arrive. Help this message spread because someone else may be one decision away from losing what was already sent in their name simply because they lacked awareness. Now refocus. Multiplication will test your humility again. As growth becomes visible, you may feel the urge to compare your progress to others. Resist that urge. Your assignment is unique. What was sent in your name was tailored specifically to your capacity and calling. Comparison distorts gratitude. There is also an expansion of influence unfolding. You may find that your words inspire more people than before. Your consistency may quietly motivate others. Your discipline may become an example. This influence is not accidental. It is evidence that your stewardship is working. Archangel Michael's presence at this stage symbolizes stability. The storms have calmed, but vigilance remains. You must remain alert to your own internal shifts. Success can subtly change posture if you are not mindful. Remember the nights you felt uncertain. Remember the prayers whispered in private. Remember the urgency that first awakened you. Let those memories keep you grounded as expansion continues. Within the next stretch of time, a new responsibility may be presented that stretches your vision further than you expected. It may feel ambitious. It may feel slightly intimidating. but it will also feel aligned. When that invitation comes, do not dismiss it out of fear. Evaluate it with wisdom, but do not shrink. You were not chosen for a single moment. You were chosen for a trajectory. What was sent in your name was not the finish line. It was the doorway. And as you walk through it with discipline and gratitude, you will see why urgency marked the beginning. Stay steady. Stay focused. Because what unfolds next will challenge you to protect not only what you have received, but who you are becoming in the process. My steadfast warrior, you are no longer in the season of questioning whether the blessing would arrive. You are now in the season of protecting the transformation it created within you. Because the greatest miracle was not only what was sent in your name, but who you became while waiting for it. There is a subtle danger at this level. When life stabilizes and growth becomes visible, complacency can quietly attempt to settle in. Not dramatic failure, not obvious rebellion, just slow neglect. A slight easing of discipline, a gradual return to old patterns. You must not allow that drift. Archangel Michael's presence at this stage is like a silent sentinel at the gate. Not because enemies are raging, but because vigilance must remain. Protection now depends on your consistency as much as divine covering. You have changed. The way you think has matured. The way you respond has deepened. The way you evaluate opportunities has sharpened. Do not betray this growth by slipping back into the comfort of who you used to be. You may notice that new layers of responsibility are emerging. The very thing that once felt like a breakthrough now feels like baseline. What once seemed extraordinary now feels normal. That is growth. But it also requires recalibration. As your capacity increases, so does your influence. People may begin modeling their behavior after yours without telling you. They may observe how you handle stress, how you speak under pressure, how you carry success. Leadership often begins quietly. Archangel Michael stands watch over this influence. Influence is powerful, but it must remain anchored in humility. The higher you rise, the deeper your roots must grow. There may also be moments when you feel stretched again, almost as if another cycle of testing is beginning. Do not panic. This is not regression. It is refinement at a higher level. When you advance, the standard increases. What challenged you before will not challenge you the same way now. And new tests are different because you are different. Guard your internal world carefully. Protect your peace. Not every opinion deserves your energy. Not every criticism requires your defense. Silence can be strength. You might also sense a calling to mentor or guide someone who is where you once were. That impulse is not accidental. The blessing sent in your name carries generational impact. You were not elevated to isolate yourself. You were positioned to extend wisdom. But do this with discernment. Not everyone is ready to receive what you have learned. Offer guidance where there is hunger, not resistance. Archangel Michael's steady presence will help you sense the difference. There is something profound unfolding beneath the surface now. Your identity is detaching from outcomes. You are learning that your value is not tied to achievement alone. That freedom is powerful. It means that even if seasons fluctuate, your confidence remains anchored. This is maturity, and maturity multiplies favor. As you move forward, expect another door to begin forming on the horizon. It may not open immediately, but you will see its outline. It will represent expansion beyond what you first imagined when urgency awakened you. That first moment was only initiation. However, here is the key. Do not rush toward the next door while neglecting the current room. Steward what you have fully. Complete what is in your hands now. Excellence in the present secures authority in the future. Archangel Michael's guardianship reminds you that you are not navigating alone. Even in quiet seasons, even when growth feels steady rather than dramatic, divine covering remains active. You have crossed from desperation into discipline. You have crossed from confusion into clarity. You have crossed from waiting into walking. Now you must protect this posture. There will be subtle invitations to compromise your standards for convenience. Refuse them. There will be moments when cutting corners seems harmless. Resist that temptation. Integrity is more valuable than speed. You were chosen for this one moment, yes. But that moment unlocked a pathway, and pathways require endurance. Soon, everything will come full circle. You will understand why the warning at the beginning carried urgency. You will see how skipping alignment could have cost you more than you realized. The final revelation is approaching. It will seal this journey with clarity and blessing. Stay attentive. Stay humble. Because what comes next will not only confirm what was sent in your name, it will commission you to guard it for seasons beyond this one. My appointed one, we have reached the ceiling of this divine cycle. What began as urgency has now become understanding. What began as warning has now become wisdom. You were told that if you skipped this moment, you might lose what was already sent in your name. Now you see why that warning mattered. Awareness preserved alignment. Alignment secured manifestation. Manifestation demanded stewardship. And stewardship has now shaped transformation. The truth is this: the blessing sent in your name was never just about a door opening. It was about awakening you to your authority. It was about repositioning you into a life where you no longer move blindly through opportunities. You move intentionally. You move discernibly. You move covered. Archangel Michael's presence throughout this journey was not symbolic alone. It represented divine enforcement over your destiny. When resistance tried to delay you, protection intervened. When doubt attempted to silence you, confirmation pursued you. When distraction tried to pull you away, urgency called you back. Now look at you. Stronger, clearer, more disciplined, more aware. The greatest loss would not have been the missed opportunity itself. The greatest loss would have been remaining unaware of who you are becoming. Because when you know you are chosen for a moment, you stop treating time casually. You stop treating decisions lightly. You stop treating yourself as ordinary. You were never ordinary. The reason this message found you is because you were already marked for transition. And now that transition has matured into commissioning. Yes, commissioning. You are no longer just the receiver of what was sent in your name. You are now a guardian of divine timing in your own life. You will sense urgency faster next time. You will recognize alignment sooner. You will not hesitate as long. This is growth. And growth multiplies. There will be new moments ahead where heaven whispers again, now. When that whisper comes, you will remember this journey. You will remember how awareness protected you. You will remember how obedience accelerated you. And you will respond without delay. Archangel Michael's watch did not end here. Protection remains active over your path. But protection partners with participation. Continue choosing alignment daily. Continue guarding your focus. Continue rejecting distraction disguised as comfort. There is one final instruction. Do not minimize what has happened. Do not reduce this to coincidence. Seal it in gratitude. Speak it aloud in your private moments. Thank God for what was preserved. Thank Him for what was delivered. Thank Him for who you have become. Because the transformation within you is the true evidence that something was indeed sent in your name. Now, as a prophetic seal over this completed cycle, Type "I was chosen for this moment" in the comments if you receive this commissioning. Blessing code 9017 is now released over your next season of divine timing and protection. And as this journey closes and a new one opens, hear this clearly. The same way heaven urgently reached you before something could be lost, there are others right now standing at the edge of their appointed moment without clarity. When you release your support through Super Thanks, join the membership, or so through the PayPal link in the description, you are not giving to a channel. You are igniting a lamp for someone in darkness. The word declares, those who sow in tears will reap with psalms of joy. This is living seed. This is holy oil poured forward. If this message preserved what was sent in your name, then let your obedience now preserve someone else's destiny. Act without hesitation. Release your seed. Partner with this mission, and watch heaven multiply back into your hands what you release in faith. The moment was urgent. The blessing was real, and you did not miss it. Walk forward covered, commissioned, and aware.